Welcome back to the Jar of Pain podcast. My name is Matt, and this is...
My name's Ben.
That's not going to pick up on audio, but that's all right.
My name's Ben.
This is the podcast where we answer your questions submitted at jarofpain.com. Life's toughest questions, from silly to serious. And I can't promise you we will be accurate, but I can promise you we will be passionate. To ask a question yourself, you can go to jarofpain.com. Although I think I said that. Ben's going crazy over here. He just had a refreshing week. How's your Christmas shopping going?
Because I'm unemployed, I told Hannah, I was like, let's go small this year.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen.
Me and my family decided not to do gifts this year.
See, me and my family have been saying that too, but then
someone always starts it up.
And then my mom's like, so what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, well,
yeah, we decided we're just going to do, because I'm an uncle now. There's a new baby in the family.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so things are just a little bit different, and so we decided no gifts. We're not going to do anything big. We're just going to do my core family. But we will do like a Yankee swap joke gift. Yeah, have you ever done that? Like a gag gift type thing?
No.
So we will do that. Spending limit's $50, but I'm only buying one gift, so I can. And I'll tell you what, it's going to come from the local store because I get a great discount.
Nice. You gonna buy a $50 bar of soap?
It won't be $50 for me. But yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I could do like a little care package basket with soap and all that stuff.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm happy. Gift giving stresses me out.
That's fair.
I really don't. And ironically, I love getting gifts, but they don't have to be big. That's just like one of my love languages. I'm not sure if you've ever delved into the theory of love languages.
I'm dating a white girl. I'm aware of it.
Yeah, we've all seen the memes, but that's one of the ways I feel love is gifts.
Yeah,
we did that as a family. Like we figured out our love languages when I was a kid, and it was just so my parents could show us love the right way, which is like a really.
But okay, let me just.
It's a weird thing.
Let me just butt in. Everyone loves getting gifts.
I know.
So is it really your love language, or is it just like a human thing to love getting gifts?
So it's less about the gift.
Right.
It's about that someone thought of me.
Okay.
When I wasn't there, right?
Right.
So like sometimes when I was growing up, my dad would come home and he would just like bring me like one of my favorite snacks, like sunflower seeds. I love sunflower seeds. And that was like, hey, I love you. Like he didn't have to say anything else. I knew what it meant.
Yeah.
You know? And when I was living in Nashville and having a rough time, he knew it. He actually sent me a box of sunflower seeds and I cried. I wept because I was like, I feel so much love.
All right. That's fair. Fair enough.
But I do think people like getting gifts, but there are certain ways that I think people receive love more effectively and efficiently. At this point, I would take anything. Physical touch, quality time, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation. I would take anything.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's fair.
So I also think you're right. Like all those things are good things. There's just like some that you wouldn't necessarily prefer, but maybe like just speaks more true to you.
Sure.
And they don't have to be the same giving or receiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I give words of affirmation. That's a big one for me. That's why I write songs. Like the reason I started writing songs was to get girls' attention. And it worked.
It works.
It works.
It works.
Then they hate it. When things go south, they hate it. Because they're just annoyed that that's out there for everyone now.
That's when you drop the diss track.
I don't do that.
I would love to see a diss track from you because it would
be like, I'm sorry.
You would say one thing and then it would just be 2 minutes and 55 seconds of you apologizing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm the real piece of shit here.
It would just be, it would turn into a diss track against yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, should we get to the jar? Get to the question?
We sure can. Matt, where can they submit questions for the
jarofpain.com, and our coffers are getting low. Please submit your questions. If you're around family this holiday season, maybe ask them some questions. Tell them about the show. We have to grow the show somehow, and I think the only way to do that is through talking to people about it. I've heard many stories now of people who are like, oh, me and my coworkers listen to the show. We love to listen to the show and then discuss what we think the answers to the question would be, like on our breaks and stuff. I think that's a beautiful thing. It reminds me of when I was a kid. We always had family dinner, and on the back of Hidden Valley Ranch would be prompts for dinner conversation. Use the jar in the same way. Jarpain.com. Easy to put a question in there.
Ask anything you want, go serious. Ask us, how we think you could solve the, Israel-Palestine conflict.
We've actually gotten that question before.
We have. And guess what? We answered it. If the UN put it into motion, it would solve it.
It would have solved it.
It would have solved it.
I believe it was everyone chill out. I think that's what it was. I think that was our answer. Like, everyone just needs to calm down.
And if the UN enacted that,
yeah, it'd be a different world right now.
Jar Pain would be on top. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or ask a super silly question, like if Kermit the Frog had hot dog fingers.
What would he dip it in?
What condiment would he dip his hot dog fingers in?
That's right.
That's it. Boom. And also, if you want to put your name on it so we can shout you out, you can do that. Or you can just be a coward. Either way.
A lot of people prefer to be anonymous.
For to be a coward is what you mean to say.
That's a nice jacket. I like that jacket.
Thank you.
It's not the first time you've worn it, but it's kind of your thing now, I think.
You're
trying to make it a thing.
Leather jacket, jean jacket. I'm going for it.
You're a jacket guy.
I'm a jacket guy.
Jacket Ben.
I'm not a hat guy. I am a jacket guy.
In an alleyway, Jacket Ben, being violent. Don't go down there. He's wearing a jacket.
Ooh, here he comes down this alleyway. Get out of the way. He's got a jacket on.
That's right.
What is your favorite quality about your mom/dad? So this is a you question.
Where did this come from? Did
Also,
my parents put this in there?
Does that look like their handwriting?
That might be my mom's handwriting, and she did come to that one show. Jeez. Gene, what are you doing?
Gene.
Stop loading the jar.
Also, this might affect whether or not your mom asks you for any gifts or if she wants to get you gifts.
She doesn't listen to this, nor should she, truthfully.
What? She just want to hear about cum?
She does not want to hear about her baby boy coming. You know, anytime something sexual comes up, do you know what my mom does? She makes one singular noise. She goes, "What?" Anytime something sexual happens, she makes that noise. It could be on TV. It could be in the room with me and my siblings. Anything that's remotely sexual, she goes, "Oh my God, guys, what?" And she can't believe it. She hates it.
Yeah. Yeah, that must have been really awkward growing up. And, you start hearing your parents have sex and then you just hear, "What?"
Yeah. I actually caught them once. And I've told them this.
And then your mom was like, "What?"
I had just turned 16, just got my license. They sent me out for milk.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
Classic.
Yeah. And my dad always made a big deal. I was a little skeever for money, you know? And so I would always keep the change whenever they'd ask me to do something. Because when you get your license, you kind of get sent on errands because they don't want to go and they know it's fun for you to go.
Yeah.
That's at least how my family took it. So I'd go out and grab, butter, onion, whatever. And I came back and my dad had made such a big deal about change that I knocked on their door. And I'm like, "I have your change." And I went in and they're like, "Keep the change. Keep it. Get out of here." And I didn't even realize it at the time what I had done. It took me years to realize they were having sex.
And you could tell that they were having sex because your mom was like, "What?"
Yeah. Okay, let's steer away. What is my favorite quality of my parents?
Yeah.
Well, you can talk about your mom.
My mom's a go-getter, man.
Yeah, she is.
I don't like the tone you use.
I don't like that either.
I don't like the tone you use.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is. Little minx. No, I don't know. Single mom.
Works too hard. Loves her kids. Never stops.
Drives a truck.
Who she is who she
loves
wants
the
to
farm. Honestly, at the end of the day, she just needs to kick her feet up on the porch with a cold beer. Did we turn this into a country song? Because that's what I was going for.
Well, I was actually singing. I was quoting this theme song to Reba. Single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. A gentle hand in the heart of a fighter. I'm a survivor. That's your mom.
It's not far off.
Yeah.
But I do think that song just encapsulates a lot of single moms in general.
Yeah.
But no, my mom's a hard worker. Been through a lot. It's goofy. It's fun to be around.
Yeah, I think the more you go through, the more goofy you get.
Yeah.
When you really ride the shit train hard,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a sense of humor.
Because you know who never gets like mad at shit that happens in like comedy and whatnot? People with neck tattoos. You know what I mean? Like people that just fucking been through some shit, not getting mad at the funnies.
It chills you out.
Yeah,
Because
you've had that horror. You've had the shit happen, and so your expectation of what is upsetting, is the bar is set.
I'll actually quote my dad here. When I was a kid, I asked my dad if he ever cried. I was a big crier growing up. Anytime I got hurt, I would cry. And I asked my dad, do you ever cry? And he goes, I've experienced more emotional pain. Physical pain does not bother me anymore. He just told that to his 4-year-old son. He just dropped that bomb on him.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a wild thing to just drop to a kid.
That's actually a quality of my parents that I like.
That's good. I'm not gonna lie, I like it too.
My dad is a very emotionally intelligent person. He's insecure like me. We're a lot alike. My dad is also a go-getter. My dad was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Then he went to the army for 9 years.
Yeah.
Climbed the ranks very fast. Lived all over the world. He was a military guy for most of his young adult life. You know, I went to tour, he went to the army. And so,
I mean, that's a tour.
He has a very interesting dynamic of hard, rigid discipline and also highly emotional thoughtfulness. So growing up, it was sometimes you didn't know what dad you were going to get, but he's very understanding. He's very funny. He could have been a comedian. He still could be, but he has that thing that I have that probably you have. The thing that should not be said is the first thing that comes to mind in a social situation.
Yeah.
And now that he's near his 70s, he'll just say whatever he wants because he's just done.
Yeah.
But another thing my parents do is they're always willing to put themselves in front of the fire in front of their kids, no matter what, even now in my 30s, which actually I have pulled back on. I've tried to distance myself from that because in my 20s, it didn't allow me to grow up.
Yeah, my mom is.
They were too loving and too understanding.
Yeah, constantly trying to help me, and I get it, and I want to take that help too. But at the same time, I'm I want to fucking struggle a little bit. I want to see if I can sink or swim here.
Yes, and so I've had to pull away from that.
Yeah,
and I've told them that, but they don't really get it because it also would be easier to get the help. But then you're also weirdly indebted to each other as an adult, and it can get into some codependency stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with the owing things because I already owe my mom a ton.
Yes.
So in my mind, there's already a little debt that if at any point I have millions of dollars, buy my mom a Range Rover.
Oh, yeah, I have that too.
And she's getting just whatever money she needs.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah.
My parents have taken care of me. We went through some rough financial times as a family. I absolutely, the way though that I show, my parents are older now. I go over there once a week just to help take care of things.
Yeah.
They can't really go up the steps very well. Everything their cars and the laundry is all downstairs. So they can get it down there, but getting it back up is tough. They're not in great health. So I go over there once a week just to help them with those things.
Yeah.
Little not handyman things, but changing of the light bulbs, things anything you'd have to reach and be awkward for a while. That's how I repay them for raising me. But yeah, I would say that it's their best and worst quality is that they love me so deeply.
True.
And it's very tough to get older, to see your parents get older. That's very tough. And you have to become the captain of the ship, and they hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've experienced that yet. I think you have a younger mom.
I do have a younger mom, but it's she's one to dye her hair all the time because she herself can't accept being old. So it's weird when she has a lot of gray showing because I'm oh, Jesus.
My mom's kind of like that too. She's always working on herself.
Just embrace the gray. I think I'm gonna embrace the gray when it happens. I don't see the point in dyeing the hair.
I have a few gray hairs now.
Oh yeah.
You can't really tell because I'm so blonde.
Yeah.
But they'll like fall off, and I'm like, that's a gray one. Like I have a few,
Yeah.
and I'll probably go gray because my dad's all gray now. His dad was all gray. My mom's dad was all gray. I think it just happens.
Dude, isn't that wild though when there's like a guy in your grade or someone as old as you and they're just like total silver fox?
Like in their 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went to high school with a kid who started balding in high school.
Oh, I would have killed myself.
His hormones just got a huge kickstart.
Yo.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
He looked like a 38-year-old man at 18.
How hard did he get dunked on?
He actually was on the basketball team. He didn't play very well.
Funny.
But that guy also dated hard in high school.
Oh, that guy fucked?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But he looked like their dads.
That's probably why he fucked.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And then every girl in your school got a daddy kink.
Yeah. So, yeah, parents, wild.
Qualities.
Daddy kink. That's how we're ending that one.
Title. Is it gay to kiss your bros goodnight?
No. We've kissed.
We have kissed, but not
we
goodnight.
haven't kissed goodnight.
Not goodnight.
That
We
maybe
did it.
crosses a line.
Here's the thing. We did it for entertainment and in an act of desperation, as we have said before. But saying goodnight, like let's map out what's happening this night. In my mind, it's like I came over here, you made me dinner, there was a candlelight.
I usually have a candle burning.
Right, you had a candle burning in between us on a table with like a red and white checker thing, and then there's like a fat Italian guy with a violin.
It's just me,
and he's
it's just me playing two roles.
Sorry, you're quickly shifting. You're Tyler Perrying. I'm
putting on a one-man show called Italian Restaurant. For one person in the audience, and it's just me in my apartment.
There's one person it's just one person in the apartment plus me and you.
But I'm doing two separate roles.
You're doing two separate roles, and then you're done singing. So then you sit down, and then we end up eating spaghetti, and then we're sharing spaghetti, and then we're both at the same time slurping up noodles,
and
then I'm slurping the noodle, you're slurping the noodle.
Yeah,
you finish the noodle, but then I continue slurping the noodle, and it turns out you put the noodle, that particular noodle, right into your dick hole.
Oh,
so then I slurp that noodle all the way to your dick.
It's kind of like a modernized Lady and the Tramp situation.
Little bit. It's like the classic, hole in the bottom of the popcorn.
Classic.
But
we've all done that.
It's pasta in the dick hole.
Yeah.
It's the next level. And then I kiss you goodnight.
That's a little gay.
Is it gay though?
I think it's a little gay.
With all that context.
That's okay. With all the
because
context,
it's clearly a show. There's one audience member.
The context is what makes it gay.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I've gone out partying, slept in the same bed as my bros. We even said goodnight.
Yeah.
But it never felt gay.
Okay, so then what about this? It's a sleepover, classic bro sleepover. We're sleeping in the same bed, back to back, not cuddling. But then I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell you goodnight. Good night. And then gay or nay?
Well, see, and if that was the case, I think I would laugh. So not so gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if both people kiss, gay.
So you're saying like if I was like, hey, good night, and then I leaned over.
And I was already there.
And then you turn. You're just looking at me the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, mwah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also want to say nothing wrong with being gay.
Nothing wrong with being gay.
Kiss your bros.
I'm going to say right now, context. That's a context situation.
Yeah. It's all about context.
What is the best and worst date that you've ever been on?
God, have we answered this before?
No, we have said first date.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Like what would you do for a first date or something like that?
Well, you probably haven't been on many dates.
Not in a while, but I have been on dates and none of them were bad.
I went on a bad one.
Let her rip.
Well, she lives here. I don't know. No, she doesn't live here.
Yeah.
Let me
There you go.
cover my tracks.
We wouldn't know her. She goes to a different town.
She lives in Canada. She goes to a different school.
Yeah.
But so this was like right before the pandemic. You know, there are moments in my life that I get into dating just to be like, I should, you know, you have to be an active participant in your love life, or it's not gonna show up at your door.
Absolutely.
So you get on the apps, or you know, start sending DMs on Instagram, just, you know, poking people here and there. And I connected with this girl, and, you know, we had a lot in common. She seemed a little odd, but at my age, aren't we all a little odd? Like, in your 30s, everyone kind of settles into their own version of themselves. And so you kind of have to just assume that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that, like, people have their quirks. And if there's a romantic connection, you fall in love with those quirks. So you have to, like, give yourself the opportunity to enjoy it.
Right.
But this girl acted like an old woman. But she wasn't old. But she just had no worldliness.
Yeah.
Like, we got coffee, and she like had never had a latte.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't even know what I'll get. Like, I drink coffee, but I should get something fancy. Like, she was just discovering everything, and I didn't like she just had no experience, it seemed. And then I kept trying to, like, get out of the date on the date, and she just somehow kept making it last longer.
Yeah.
Like, I thought after coffee I was in the clear, and then she's like, do you want to go for a walk? And I'm like, sure. You know, whatever.
Sure.
I've dedicated this time. So then we stop at all these little shops and stores, and just like, I'm not feeling it. And she's like really trying to get me to feel it. You know, arm touches, da. And
that is the worst.
And I just like kept checking my phone. Like, I was like, okay, I was being nice. I wasn't being dismissive. I was really trying. I just wasn't feeling it. And I could tell from the first 5 minutes, I don't think I'm going to feel it. But I was trying. Again, I'm trying to be an active participant in this thing. I'm trying to enjoy myself. But like, her sense of humor and mine just did not align. And I will say, she's such a specific type of person. The person who is going to like that is going to fall madly in love because she's so herself.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, is undeniable. It just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
And so the next day I texted her, and I said that kind of just generically, less amount of text, but I was just like, hey, I appreciate, you know, the time we spent together. I don't think this is going to be for me. Nothing against you. I don't think we connect that way. Something very, in my opinion, mature.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't want to ghost her, you know?
Yeah.
And then she like blew up at me about how that. Also, she tried to kiss me on the way. Like, I hugged her goodbye, and she like kept holding me and was like trying to like force her lips into mine.
The quiver in your voice.
Well, it was violent. It felt oppressive. And dude, so then she blows up at me and she goes, that was not a date. We were just friends. And I was like, okay, dodged a freaking bullet, dude. If this is like because when you're early in a relationship, even on a first date, and something bad happens and you see how they react, that you're learning how they're going to fight in the relationship, which will always happen. Disagreements will always happen. Yeah. So to just be dismissive immediately and then just be like, you think that was a date, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
is wild. And I was like, whew, dodged it. One of the best dates I ever went on. We got a cheap bottle of wine and drove around at night in the countryside, sipping the wine back and forth in the front seat while showing each other our favorite music on the iPod. This is at a time when iPods existed. Best date ever. And then like we go out in the country and like look at the stars. You're in the middle of nowhere. I have a few secret spots around town that I like stargaze historically. Yeah. I have like a cool park that no one goes to, things like that. It was a blast. Absolute blast. But then her roommate liked me and she told the girl I went on a date on that I was off limits. So it never went anywhere.
That's lame.
Yeah. But that was probably like one of the best dates I've ever been on. Because it was so casual.
Yeah.
I miss the casualness of dating. like the casualness of seeing where this goes. Now that you're older, there's just so much baggage on everybody, and myself included. And you have all these expectations for what you want this to be, and you really get them out there front and center as soon as you can. And it kind of just, you don't get the opportunity to just like somebody in class or at work, you know?
Dare I say, though, that if you find that casual connection, that's the fish you want to get.
That's what I'm saying. The thing that happens naturally.
Yeah.
Where there's just, I think we've all felt it. It can't be forced, but sometimes you meet somebody and there's like a understanding between the two of you. There's a spark.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And that's the one you go for. But sometimes you have to like, inspiration's not always going to hit. Sometimes you have to try and set yourself up for the spark to happen, which is what dating is, in my opinion. And it just doesn't always go well. And it's exhausting and I hate it. And I'm now out of the game again after a few dates recently. I'm out. I'm just going to focus on this, work, and some video games once in a while. And just put my head down and get to work. I'm just tired of...
Nose to the grindstone. Hey, they say 40 is the new 20. And you're not 40. But what I think that means is your life will begin again at 40.
My life's not over.
Yeah.
I'm very content. Almost to a detriment. I am content. Like, I'm just fine.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Say it one more time. I'll believe you.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm really... Ben, I'm fine. What about you? Let's talk about your love.
Here's the thing. I think I'm a bad date. I'm more of a hang.
Yeah.
Like a continuous hang.
I kind of wish I could hang with a new partner.
I'm not good though. Here's the thing. I am better, and I'm sure you can probably recall like the first time we met and hung out. I'm quiet. I don't really say a lot because the things I want to say are, like you said, the thing you shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to say because like that's just how I am as a person. But most people don't know how to react to that.
Yeah.
And I think it creates like a weird, like they're like, who the fuck is this guy? And you can't just like say something crazy on a first date. You have to put the mask on.
I know.
You have to, and then I
used to do a joke about this. I'd say I don't like dating because for 6 months I have to pretend I'm not the worst person in the world. And then you find out and you're like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah.
But I don't do that anymore.
Good. You shouldn't.
Growth.
Character development.
But I know what you mean though.
Right.
You have to.
And so
you're not playing pretend, but you're putting your best foot forward.
Right.
Constantly in those first few times you're hanging out.
And any date I've had has just been like a mediocre energy that has never resulted in a second date.
Really?
Yeah.
But you've been in a relationship for what, 4 years, 5 years?
7.
Something must have gone well.
Okay, here's the thing.
Were you guys like in the same friend circle before that? So it was a little more natural?
It was a Tinder thing. And
whoa, I did not know this.
Yes. And here's the thing. Women on Tinder or just dating apps in general, pick your fucking game up. I'm sorry, but you suck. You suck and you're entitled and you think that just because you're the girl that they've got to do all the question asking 90% of the time, 99% of the time. Hannah was the 1% who like was fun and not jaded or not having fucking issues like every other girl I was talking to, and like would have a conversation back. And so that's what just kind of like turned into something casual. Again, I was still like, I'm still doing an impression of what I think a guy. I was doing an impression of what I think it looks like to flirt.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And somehow that worked. And here we are. So
I have been my most successful romantically when I stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I would just, like one time I was hanging out with this girl in high school who I had a huge crush on.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize she probably had a crush on me too because we were hanging out in my basement alone and I was showing her how to play video games. She wouldn't do that unless she liked me.
That is true.
And I was like, we were playing a racing game and I kept messing up her controller. And she goes, I can't believe you think you don't know how to flirt. She's like, you're flirting right now. And that didn't go into my brain. Like, I should kiss her. There's so many times because I've been an insecure fuck for most of my life.
Yeah.
That I did not realize when women wanted me. Because
Yeah.
I was like, no one would want me. I'm a gross scumbag. Boogers come out of my eyes. Like, I just couldn't perceive that I would ever be liked in that way.
Yeah.
The last relationship I was in, which is like the longest one I'd been in, was I thought that she was too good for me, but I was leaving town. So I just threw my cards on the table and it fucking worked. Just like dumb bro confidence, you know?
Hey, that's how shit gets done. Dumb bro confidence.
Title. I should do that more. It's just hard.
Because it's a gamble. Because you're like, you can't just whip out dumb bro confidence all the time. That's how you get an Andrew Tate.
That's true. And the only reason I had dumb bro confidence is because I was leaving town. At that point, I thought forever. So I could just lay waste to the city, you know? I didn't have to worry about the consequences of my actions.
Dumb bro confidence whenever there's a fork in the road.
Yeah. Last question. We'd spent a lot of time on that one.
We did.
If you want to ask a question, because I think there's only 3 left in the jar currently, you can ask a question at jarofpain.com. It's very easy. It's free. If you put your name, we'll give you a shout out in the episode. Otherwise, if you want to be anonymous like most people, that's all great too.
Yeah, be a coward. Don't put your name on it.
I want to fall in love with you. I want to fall in love with you. This is a song to myself. This is a song to me and myself. This is a jar of pain. This is a jar of pain. You could put a question in the jar yourself. Jarofpain.com, it's easy and it's free. That was a catchy one.
That was a good one.
That was very catchy.
Got a little bit of Khaled. Is that his name?
Who?
I think his name's Khaled.
Khalid? I've never listened to him.
Got me those vibes, babes. I'm hungry and it's early. And this is the last question. What is your favorite holiday?
Well, we just had it. Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day?
I love Turkey Day.
Oh, yeah, because you don't like gift giving, but you like
I don't like the pressure of gifts, but I like the family time. I like the big meal. I like the football.
It's weird. Turkey Day is like Christmas.
Yes.
Without the gifts.
That's why I prefer Thanksgiving to Christmas.
Well,
the only thing I like at Christmas is going back to the church I grew up in and being like, God, glad I made it out of this. And I go back with a little bit of a resentful heart, but an appreciation for what they're doing and how literally nothing changes in a church. It's all the same people.
Church smell.
It's the same smell. It's the same music. It's the same pews. It's the same band doing the same songs, the same singers. It's wild.
Same guy on the cross. Like it's all
same guy on the cross.
It just never changes.
JC. Yeah, it's very interesting. I do like that about Christmas. I like there are more Christmas traditions than there are Thanksgiving traditions.
You know, it'd be a funny DJ name. DJ Christ.
Sure.
I don't know why because in my mind I was like, I don't know why I went DJ.
Well, it's an improv show, so I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Thank you. DJ JC. And I was like, DJ Jesus Christ. And I was like, DJ Christ. I don't know.
Yeah. I enjoy Halloween as well.
Halloween's good.
I like Halloween season more than the actual day.
Fucking weirdos who's like, Halloween's better than Christmas. You're just being a contrarian. No fucking way is it.
Yeah.
Quit fucking hailing Satan.
Well,
Christmas is better. Christmas is the best.
No, Thanksgiving is the best.
Thanksgiving is not the best. Give me gifts. And also, even if it wasn't gifts, for some reason, people get mad when you play Christmas music on Thanksgiving. Okay? Everyone knows that the accepted rule is either first snow or the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
But if you play Christmas music on Thanksgiving, people get upset. But you can play Christmas music on Christmas Day. Actually, you know what? Let me dial it back.
Okay.
I'm getting excited.
Yep.
Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve
Superior to Christmas Day.
is superior to Christmas Day because that's where like all that fucking excitement, all that buildup,
Yeah.
that magic happens on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Day is kind of a wash. It's just a time to spend with family.
Christmas Day.
We used to open gifts on Christmas Day.
I don't think me and my family have ever opened up gifts on Hannah's family does.
Yeah.
Hannah's family makes a whole hullabaloo about opening Christmas presents on Christmas Day. But my family, it's Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we'll like hang out.
Yeah. That's how my family has. We do like a Christmas Day meal.
You said doo-doo. Keep going.
Yeah. Do. Growing up, it was Christmas Day was the tradition.
Yeah.
For gifts and all that stuff. But that was mostly because when we were a young family, we were traveling on Christmas Eve. We would go to my mom's parents' house or my dad's parents' house. So it's a little bit different. But now that everyone's older, we do the gifts and church and everything on Christmas Eve. We do have our Christmas Eve tradition is everybody picks instead of dinner, we make chicken noodle soup before church. That's just the tradition in my house. It was my mom's tradition too when she was growing up because it was something fast and easy before church.
Yeah.
And then we each get to pick an appetizer. So my brother usually does mozzarella sticks. I've done caprese bites, but in the past I've asked for sushi, from just like festival or whatever, or we've done chicken wings from the Chinese restaurant that we like as a family because they have the best chicken wings.
That is weird. Freaking Asian restaurants have killer chicken wings.
Killer chicken wings. They're always so crisp.
Yeah.
But, people, always a meat and cheese tray and a veggie tray. But then you just kind of snack while opening gifts instead of it being a big deal. And then the next day, we'll either do a turkey or on some years, if the money's good, we've done prime rib, which is the best food to eat, in my opinion.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, but I prefer Thanksgiving, I think, still.
It's Christmas, man. It's a magical time of the year.
I mean, I watched The Grinch.
Because everyone's like, I don't know, it's like... It's like turkey. Also, turkey's like an okay food to eat.
It's delicious.
Christmas ham.
I'm not a ham man. I do not like ham. I don't get it. It's a cured pork roast. It's gross. It's salty and pink. I've never had ham and gone, so tasty. No, it's salty and pink. I do not understand ham people. What are you doing?
So aggressive.
Well, it's just awful.
Oh, God.
No. I'll enjoy a ham sandwich.
It's juicy, though.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Not like a turkey.
Oh, definitely. Well, here's the thing. Ham leftover better than turkey leftover.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
But I would rather I'll have ham on a sandwich, like deli meat ham.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know what? I would love to have Thanksgiving at Gordon Ramsay's.
I bet he does nothing.
Or like a professional chef.
I actually think that food's better when it's simple and home style rustic.
I'm not saying like they would go all out and it'd be like super complicated. I'm just saying it would be just like the food that is getting cooked. Oh, it's getting cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. I cook pretty well though.
Yeah.
And I will go hard for Thanksgiving. Not this year because I was sick, but I've done some amazing things to a turkey.
One time my friend told me what they do for Thanksgiving is they just get Chinese food and hang out. And honestly,
we've done that.
That sounds like the best. I almost want to do like a turkey eve thing next year where it's like, okay, let's just hang out with some Chinese food. And then next day it's fucking turkey day, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I think you've not had the good turkey.
I've had good turkey. I don't.
You haven't had my turkey.
I haven't had your turkey. This is true.
We've said this on the show before. I think I said it exactly the same way.
This is true.
You haven't had my turkey.
I haven't had your turkey. I need you to put your turkey up to bat so I can get a taste.
Because I brine it. I brine it for 24 hours. I'm having flashbacks because we've definitely had the same
We
conversation.
have, because I know you've explained to me what brining means,
Yeah.
but I still can't remember exactly.
People, go back in the past, watch the old episodes on YouTube. I'm not going to go over it again.
Go to the archives.
Yeah.
Something with juice.
Go to the archives. The episode must end, but usually we end on a bang.
So far, it hasn't been banged.
It hasn't been banged, so we need to create a bang. What's the bang? Ben, what's the bang? Euthanasia? I thought those kids were fine.